Welcome to Age Friendly Cleveland. My name is Mary McNamara, and I'm the director of the Cleveland Department of Aging. Across our country, we have what we call an aging network of services because no one division of government, agency, hospital system, or faith-based group provides all the services an older adult might need to age successfully. As examples, some older adults may need transportation or in-home health care, modifications to the home, or resources for staying engaged after retirement. It is our hope with this Age Friendly Cleveland series that you might learn more about the resources right here in Cleveland. This next segment is about one of the trusted agencies we work closely with every day to make Cleveland an age-friendly city.
Welcome to Age Friendly Cleveland. I'm Enrique Correa, and today I'm joined by Christine Foley and Beth Sipple of the Benjamin Rose Institute on Aging. Thank you for joining us on the show, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, yeah. So we got a lot of questions to answer you on this subject. Can you tell us more about your programs in your company and your organization?
Oh, sure. Benjamin Rose was a 19th century industrialist, originally from England. And he patented one of the first world's refrigerated freight containers. And he resided on Millionaires Row. And his home is where the current College of Health Sciences at Cleveland State is located. And Benjamin Rose's wife and children were actually preceding him in death. And so he had no direct heirs. He left the bulk of his fortune to establish the Benjamin Rose Institute on Aging when he died in 1908.
And what kind of services and programs does your facilities offer?
We're a private, nonprofit organization, and we're celebrating our 110th anniversary this year. We provide community and home-based services and healthcare services.
Christine, what types of home care does your organization provide?
Well, excuse me, currently we have 3 different levels of home care. We have personal care, which is usually the personal care provided by home health aides for individuals with chronic conditions that are trying to live independently. So it's mostly supportive care. Then we also have skilled care for individuals being discharged from a nursing home or a hospital. They may have a wound or an infusion, and that requires the skills of a nurse, maybe an occupational therapist, physical therapist. And then we have a higher private paid level of care called concierge services. And those can range anywhere from a nurse to an aide to a luncheon, whatever the client really dictates is what services we provide.
Beth, what about someone who find out what healthcare benefits they qualify for? How can they find out about that?
We serve persons all throughout Cuyahoga County. And if somebody's interested in determining what healthcare benefits they qualify for, they can call our intake services line at 791-8000, ask to speak with the intake worker, and that intake worker will help them determine what services they may qualify for depending on what their problem is that they're presenting.
And how long does this process take?
The conversation is pretty quick. We usually can return phone calls within the same day to someone, and we can determine whether we have services and programs that are right for that person, and sometimes we provide them with information about other agencies in the community that may be able to serve them more appropriately.
Christine, when you're doing the home care, how many visits are there allowed?
Well, it depends on their insurance. If it's a Medicare client, the decision is really up to the clinicians, the physician, and the family. If it's an insurance company, they may allot so many visits, and then you have to kind of justify the need for further services. What
about a person that has Medicaid or Medicare and no other supplemental insurance? How can they still apply for home services?
Yes, they can.
How so?
They can. They can call us up and we can determine what services we have, and sometimes people pay privately for those services.
Medicare does cover 100% of skilled nursing home care.
And they get as many visits as they want? Or
As many visits as determined by the clinician and the physician and the family.
besides home care, what other services do you provide?
Oh my goodness, I think we're kind of a one-stop shop these days.
I think we really are. We provide a lot of services. We provide behavioral health services, we provide adult day program services, and we provide volunteer senior companion services, as well as services from the social work department.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned behavioral health services. Christine, tell me a little bit about that.
I'm going to let Beth take that one, as she is the director of the Behavioral Health Services.
Then you're going to tell me that one.
Yes, I certainly can. We provide 3 types of services under behavioral health programming. We provide case management, and we provide counseling, and we provide group therapy, and all those services are targeted to those folks who have mental health issues. Mm-hmm. And so at our Cleveland Heights location, we provide group therapy. The group therapy really focuses on helping that person, educating them about their mental health issues, as well as trying to help them strengthen their coping skills. And then we also provide case management. Mm-hmm. And the case management is provided to the older adult in the person's home. And we're very unique. We provide that service. And for case management, we help that client educate them about the resources in the community available. We link them with those resources, for example, health care, transportation, different benefits that they may be entitled to. And then we also go out and we continue to monitor that person. We establish a rapport with the person and really help them advocate for their needs. And we do that with a one-to-one relationship. And then we also provide counseling services to the older adults. Counseling services are provided to those people who may have issues from grief and loss. Mm-hmm. Although many times an older adult has experienced the death of a spouse or family or friends, so they've experienced loss relationships, as well as loss themselves of maybe having some cognitive deficit loss, as well as physical loss of functioning. And so those are all very multiple issues that we help the older adult go through and process.
One of the programs that I read about was your adult day program. Tell me about that if you can.
Yes, the adult day program is located in Cleveland Heights, and we serve the older adult. Most of our older adults are living with their family member. The older adult is usually moderately impaired cognitively, and so they have moderate confusion, and they're still living with their caregiver. So we're trying to provide respite services to that older adult. Mm-hmm. And they're coming into our Cleveland Heights location, and we are providing service. They usually arrive between 9 in the morning, and they stay with us until about 3 in the afternoon. Sometimes we can help them with transportation to our program. Sometimes the caregivers bring them into our program. Mm-hmm. We provide that service. A continental breakfast is provided, as well as a lunch and snacks in the afternoon. And then we provide programming, and our programming consists of exercises. We provide reminiscing groups. We have a fantastic group that is a music and memory group. Mm. And the older adult has an iPod that's been programmed with their favorite music. The caregiver helps us select the music that they enjoy listening to, and there's an opportunity for the older adult during the day to listen to then their favorite music on their iPod. We also have a lot of programming with the community, a lot of the collaborations we have with other agencies. And so the intergenerational school has worked with us, the Adult Day Program, and Cleveland Music Theater Project to put on 2 musicals.
Wow.
And so there's a lot of intergenerational interaction then with older adults who love kids, and maybe they can't see their grandchildren as often. So those are some of the things we do at the Adult Day Program.
There's a lot of services there. Is there a fee? It seems like you provide so much.
For the Adult Day Program, there is a fee. There's $50 a day fee, and sometimes that fee may be covered by different benefits that someone has, as well as grant money. And the best thing to do is to call our intake service number at 791-8000, and we can walk the family member through what's available and the types of financial help.
So they can get some type of help to offset the $50 fee.
Yes, to defray that. That's correct.
Well, that's fantastic. And they would just have to call you to see if they qualify and they get some of those benefits.
Yes.
Well, that's fantastic. Your Senior Companion Program.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yes, we have a Senior Companion Program, and it's really a special program. It's a national program housed at the Benjamin Rose Institute on Aging, and it's designed to help decrease social isolation for the senior and the volunteer. The Senior Companion is our volunteer, and they volunteer with another older adult, and the older adult that they're volunteering with may be cognitively or physically impaired and isolated. Mm-hmm. That person is living in their own home, or they're living in an area or going to an adult day program or a senior center where the volunteer interaction may occur. Mm-hmm. Our volunteer is 55 and older, and there are some requirements for that program for the volunteer. They need to fall within the federal poverty guidelines, mm-hmm. As well as be willing to go through our in-service, and they also get a stipend of $2.65 an hour, and we reimburse them for their travel expenses. So it's a really great program. It's a tax-free stipend. We also educate them. The age for being a Senior Companion volunteer is 55 and older. And so every month we provide ongoing training to these volunteers right at the Benjamin Rose Institute on Aging. So once a month our volunteers do come back into our agency, and we provide education for those volunteers. For example, some of the agencies that we work with are the Alzheimer's Association. They provided speakers to our volunteers, the Cleveland Sight Center. Also, we've had agencies that have included the Cleveland Food Bank has brought in dietitians, as well as the Cleveland Hearing and Speech Center. So the volunteers are educated about some of the impairments that happen to the person they're volunteering and working with, as well as perhaps giving that person their own resources in case they have other family and friends who need more information. Mm-hmm. So it's very valuable information we provide them.
A lot of valuable information we took in today. Anything we missed, ladies?
I would say if you would think that you might be interested in any of our programs or services that Christine and I have talked about today, please call us at 791-8000. Our intake workers can talk to you about what problems you have or volunteer opportunities you may be interested in, and we're always interested in trying to help guide you to the right solution.
Well, ladies, thank you very much for joining us. You gave us a wealth of information. I wanted to thank Christine Foley and Beth Sipple for joining us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Enrique.
And I also wanted to thank our viewers out there for joining us and taking in all this great information. For TV 20, I'm Enrique Correa. Remember, we are Age-Friendly Cleveland.